Greetings, beautiful nerds. Welcome to our fourth session of our new mini-series, Our Flag Means Doom, exploring the homebrew world of Odromia from a very different perspective. I'm excited to continue this journey with these new heroes as they sojourn through this world, encountering all manner of new and exciting adventures. But who better to introduce themselves than our wonderful crew? Starting with Brash.
What's up, Pimp? My name is Andy, also known as ValveMax010 on TikTok. Pleasure to be here once again with my friends. And I am continuing to play the Loxodon Brash Briggs. I ain't died yet. I have a feeling that's going to change, but I don't want it to.
Who can say? Pandora.
Hi guys, it's me, Emma. You can find me on TikTok as Emma Romama, Emma Moscow _VO, and I'm playing Pandora, Necromancer Extraordinaire. I'm so happy to be here and to play with all these folks, and I'd rather not people die. Well, actually, you can if you want, because I'll just bring you right back up.
I mean, all I had planned today was for just a shopping episode, so... No dying here. Hatch.
Hey everybody, I am Seth. You can find me on TikTok at Noctopus and Instagram and Threads at Noctopus, and I am playing Hatch, Dragonborn Blood Hunter. We'll see for how long though.
Who doesn't have a voice modulation on? I
know, I fixed it.
Noticing.
I fixed it by.
I'm sorry, I kind of miss it. It's kind of one of those things. I was listening to the recording of last episode, and I was like, kind of no need to fix anything. It's all there.
I'll do something about it next time.
And last but not least, we have our lovely, adventurous, long-eared Captain Blanche.
What's up, everybody? I am Farm-Grown Nerd, continuing to play a Miss Blanche Foret, the ranger and captain / really shouldn't be captain, but ain't dead yet. Surprisingly.
And, of course, as always, I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, Andy, aka Mr.DanDyDM, and I can be found on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and on all the other socials. If you happen to come across this episode and you enjoy it, please consider going back after you have liked and subscribed to go see some of the other shows that we have going on, kicking around on our channel, Shadows of Ashkelon and The Survivors of Ashkelon. We do, of course, appreciate all of the likes and the subscribes, and thank you so much for continuing to watch. And now that we have got our introductions out of the way, let us dive into our fourth episode of Our Flag Means Doom. Crew of the Haretrigger. You find yourselves outside the Nightmore Estate, after having just been ushered out by the Nightmore Steward, the Tiefling Steward. As you have exited, the door is barely closed for a second, or it is opened very abruptly, and suddenly these other two Tieflings, not the Steward, but two other Tieflings, one purple and one blue, suddenly with a very, very large box, like a chest, suddenly toss it into the street behind you, and in it you hear the jingling of many, many, many pieces of platinum. They just as abruptly, shut the door, and you are alone once again in the streets of Brecca, some of you having to deal with the rather traumatic, maybe perhaps post-traumatic stress-inducing moments that we had just had moments ago with the Lord Apparent, Lucas Nightmore, who somehow managed to gain access to certain memories that certain members of the crew possess. Thankfully, as we established at the end of that session, whatever access that he gained was due to the fact that two of you somehow let your names slip in the introduction. The other two still fell under some sort of spell which froze them, but thankfully their memories were not accessible. And so they are still somewhat of an enigma to Lord Lucas Nightmore. But as I said, you are once again finding yourselves within the streets of Brecca. At this point is about when you left the Silk Sensations. It was about midday. So at this point, we're tending towards the evening at this point. So we'll say around 5:30, 6 o'clock area. At this point, as you look around, you see, as you are in the sort of the edge of the neighborhood known as the Amethyst Worm, you are able to look out onto the streets that go down into the Golden Crescent, which is the sort of the where the hustle and bustle of the economy of Brecca takes place. Much of the market district is there. Industrial projects that are taking place all happen within that district. And you see that the hustle and bustle is now beginning to progress into the late afternoon, early evening. So some shops are closing up, but you find yourselves once again alone. Pandora. And
I haven't done anything!
And I'll also ask Hatch, what are some thoughts that are going through your minds right now as having just exited the Nightmore Estate?
Top of mind is, I can't fix him, but I can make him worse.
Lord.
In regards to the young Lord Nightmore.
No, we know.
Just want to make sure. So that's top of mind. But I think underneath that all, she's really reviewing what she said, exactly what she said, what information she revealed to him, how she's going to ensure that she doesn't say this out loud or admit it. How does she protect the group of people she's with, but also get what she needs, which is information from this this being of sorts, not even human, but being is what I'm gonna go with.
I think for Hatch, surface level, he's wondering how we're going to carry this big box of money and where we're going to carry it. I don't know if I trust the crew of the Hair Trigger to not just leave us here if we brought it back to the ship. Below that, though, I think the only thing in his mind right now is the phrase, I got a name. He's just kind of repeating that in his head. Drakel Tenebris. He's just repeating that in his head. Like, I've got to write this down as soon as I get a chance.
Brash, Blanche, there is a giant chest full to the brim of what you can only assume, based off of what Lucas said moments ago, is full of platinum.
I smell money.
Have either of you ever seen platinum in your life?
Not up close, I can't imagine. We've probably seen it change hands a few times in the fancier parts of towns that we might have visited, but I don't know if we've ever actually held it.
Nope.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you could buy with platinum?
I got a few ideas.
Okay. So,
Sure, Blanche has got a few ideas too. None that need to be shared.
Pleasure District, here we come.
oh no.
This is the business fund.
Captain, first mate, I don't know if I like the looks on your faces right now.
Huh? What?
Give me a second here. I gotta know. And then I'll go over to the chest. I will undo a latch, or however many it needs, and I will just real quick open it, peek inside.
He just opened up his book. Fuck!
Deck! Hit the deck!
He's writing stuff down. Why are you writing stuff down?
So, like, you know, you're in the middle of the street, so you open it.
I figured we would still be in the driveway or so.
There's no driveway.
Yeah, we're like at the front gate.
The front gate opens out into the streets in the Amethyst Worm.
Good to know. I'm gonna be kind of as subtle as I can, because I'm not looking to open it wide and like get my hands in there.
You're not looking to Scrooge McDuck into this.
No, not at all. I'm just kind of like, just to get a little glimpse so I could see it.
Okay. You do that. It is not locked. It is it has a simple padlock on it, but you open it, and it has more platinum than you've ever seen in your entire life.
God's
And
Blanche. Oh my God, Blanche, we're so fucking set.
She's already like propped on his shoulder, going. Ha, 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 ha.
All right, we're gonna need supplies. We might need repairs in the future. We're gonna need new weapons, new tools. He is like listing off all of the top shelf things he can do for the hair trigger now that he has these resources.
Or hear me out, you could make platinum armor with it. I've seen a set before. It's stunning.
Did I
really make Hatch speechless?
Well, my first was like, oh man, armor made of money. But like, I wiped that thought
the
from my
only
head.
security anyone ever needs.
Ever needs, darling.
I slammed the case shut. First mate, perhaps it would behoove us if we were to get off the street with all this money. Yes, take
enough.
this somewhere else.
Fair enough. I'm sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. That's my fault. That's so much money. Oh my gosh.
Is that chest a one-person job or is that a two-person job? No
It's
question.
a multiple person job.
Point
I'll
to
do it.
my buddies that are still with us.
Oh shit.
Did
That's
you get rid
right.
of them?
They are still there.
Yes,
Oh
they
wow.
are.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
boys,
The
I'm
buddies.
so sorry. The buddies, darlings, I can't. And she clicks her long black nails. I can't. It's too heavy for me. Could you please carry this, darlings?
Bees, please.
Up here. Up these, darlings.
Yes. So the two dead creatures.
Let me get them a helmet.
The two ex
Living people.
alive people. They move towards the box, and the one without the head momentarily stumbles around, like shuffles around a bit until it finds like the handhold on the edge on the side that has the strap, and it reaches down and paws at it for a second, and then lifts up. The other one immediately goes to the front and sort of like, and then like reaches behind itself, and then just they lift with their back, not their legs, because they dead. So it doesn't matter.
Muscle strain doesn't mean nothing.
I wonder
Exactly.
if we got a service dog, like a seeing eye dog, if that would assist our friend here. Maybe. Well, maybe.
Do we have to kill it first?
No,
We're gonna
darling.
kill it.
I recycle. Please, don't be so grotesque.
Should we take the back streets? I worry if that's safer. I don't know if it'd be a good idea to.
Slight disclaimer: no pets of any kind, domesticated animals, were harmed during the making of this session. Oh wow!
I do believe that staying off the main road would probably be in our best interest with this large chest.
I tend to agree with the captain on matters protecting money, not so much spending it, but
Oh, come on now. We don't have that many differences.
I just stare at her.
All right, let's get back to the brothel we found you at.
So,
Right.
so, just so we're on the same page, hypothetically speaking, we are entrusting ourselves to the Minotaur when really we are serving our dear buddy, our dear friend back there.
I think it's a little bit more of dip one way whenever it's appropriate, dip the other whenever it's not.
I don't
Right.
see why we couldn't satisfy both parties. I snap my head at you. Don't.
according to our newest employer, if we try and skimp out on him, you two will then belong to him. And that's not exactly, cool.
Pandora blushes.
I
I
pale.
clock that.
I go stand immediately under her going,
So maybe we shouldn't, screw over the guy that just, I don't know what he did. I do not like it.
I think screwing
I
is
was
what's
out
on
of
her
it.
mind.
What are you talking about? And I'll stare at her and I go, oh.
What? Please. I'm a lady of class and decorum. Anyway, as she lifts up her her bustier. Anyway. Right, but he mentioned we don't have to, he said we have to kill, I don't know. He was like, if you have to kill the others to get what you need. We don't have to do that though, right? I don't really. I think we just take the loot and go, right? And
In
drop
an
it off.
ideal world.
Oh. Okay. All right. Blanche, darling, how attached to the Minotaur are you?
At the moment, not very attached at all. I just bought him a drink. A rather large, expensive
Okay.
drink that he finished without me, now that I think about it.
All right. Well, backup plans in place.
Needs
So-
must.
Just to be clear, just to clarify the sides of this. Professor Thaddeus, the Minotaur, who you encountered at Silk Sensations, spoke of the fact that their archaeological group was being harried by a bunch of they were being harried by dangerous organizations, and there had been they'd been attacked during their studies and their excavation within the candles. On the Lucas Nightmore side of things, they're a highly interested party in the obtaining any and all artifacts that come out of that place.
Right, which means Thaddeus doesn't get a lick. Doesn't get any of them.
So basically, it's there is for academic and research purposes, and then there is for power and profit.
Right. But didn't
And also
Thaddeus say we
maybe
could
self-preservation in there for you and for Hatch.
But didn't Thaddeus say, I remember he said something to Blanche where he's like, yeah, you can take, if you find something interesting that you like, you can take it.
Yeah.
I think the problem, though, is that clearly Lucas Nightmore can read our minds.
Wait, what?
I think he'll know if
You don't.
Read-
He can't read your mind. He can't read your mind.
He can just read our trauma.
better.
Let's
This-
go in quotes.
This is news to me. He read y'all's minds?
Did he
Oh,
not
I-
read yours?
Well, he didn't read mine. Lying.
I do not know if it happened to the rest of you or not, but I spoke to him inside my brain or something. I'm not entirely sure. I get the feeling that there's a little bit of more ownership over my person than I would like.
Well, what did you talk about?
Talked about my town. I pat my bag.
Right. The one with the phase controlling.
Indeed.
Can I do an insight check on Pandora to see if I
No.
believe
No,
that?
you can't. Actually, you can't.
Oh shit. Okay.
Funny how you can't do that?
I reject it. I reject whatever you roll.
It would help if I had my character sheet up.
Is it? Anyway, back to the platinum armor. What about onyx armor? I think it would look fab. Perhaps
Hold on
with a
now,
bit of-
because don't try and change the subject. This is important. If he knows things about us, it's going to be a problem. I didn't talk to him very long in my place. I don't know what you want to call it. But look, he already knows two of our names, and that seems to be a pretty deep hook he's got in y'all. And I'm not interested in letting that hook get any deeper in any of us. So
Oh, how deep. Sorry.
So goddamn naughty.
Captain Blanche, what was that roll?
17.
So am I rolling deception?
Yeah.
Come on, +8.
Jesus.
I rolled a fucking 4.
Okay. So,
That's 12.
in terms of Pandora, in terms of the words that have been expressed, and perhaps the maybe slight shiftiness of certain things that you've said so far, I would like you, if you're comfortable, DMing Blanche in the Discord directly, saying exactly what she might notice or pick up on based off of that roll.
Got it.
You don't need to tell me.
Okay. DM.
Regardless, I don't think that this decisions about anything needs to be made on the street. Have we already started heading back towards...
No.
I thought we were moved. Oh, I thought we
Yeah,
were.
you picked it up, but I don't think we've gotten
picked
moving
up.
yet.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Shall we away?
Let's start walking. Yeah.
Okay. You begin to make your way out of the Amethyst Worm and into the Golden Crescent. Again, the hustle and bustle of the Golden Crescent has started to die down just a little bit, but it is still very much a thriving metropolis. It is, there are shopkeepers that are moving product from one place to the next. There is new product coming off of some of the merchant ships from the Demacia docks. There are a bunch of different merchant family caravans that are going up out of the Shadowway. It is still a lot at this moment. Not a lot of people are paying you guys any mind. And at least none of you, the people carrying the box, the ex people, they attract a few eyes here and there, but not enough where somebody's gonna like inconvenience themselves to be like, well, that's fucking weird. It's just like they notice it. Oh, that's and then they move on. So you are able, is there a direction that you are headed?
I think back to the Silk Sensations for now.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Also, if it's cool, I'd like to walk behind the two carrying the chest.
I was about to ask, what is the order?
And, okay, cool.
I'll walk in front.
All right. So Hatch, you are taking up Scout. Brash, you're bringing up the rear. Pandora and Captain Blanche, where are you?
I will be on Brash's shoulder, but instead of looking forward where the group is headed, I'm turned around.
Oh, so you're literally looking back.
Yes.
Okay.
From the turret seat.
The turret seat.
I'm chilling with my boys.
Okay. It is slow going. For one, the people carrying the box are dead. And for two, you guys are still getting your bearings within the city. So it does take you a little bit, and it's also just super busy in this this portion of the city right now. But after about an hour, you're able to make your way all the way back through the Golden Crescent and make your way into the Rainbow Crown, the district known as the Rainbow Crown. Whereas the bustle and hustle of the Golden Crescent was all, economy based. The Rainbow Crown, as you know from the last time you were here, it is pleasure oriented. There is fine foods and smoked meats and all sorts of cheeses and fine seafood that you can just sort of smell. There's just a thick smell in the air, very much like a Moroccan bazaar kind of a vibe, or parts of Italy. That is very much sort of the overall aesthetic and the sensation that you experience as you walk in, full of vibrant colors that are just dancing before your eyes. Not to mention the music that is taken up, as it is an immediate recognition. The moment you enter the Rainbow Crown, it's like you are entering into a portion of a song that different buskers and different musicians will carry through as you continue. It's like each person that enters the Rainbow Crown gets to experience their own song, or a song of a certain type that as you progress keeps going. and continues until you reach your destination, and then it sort of just it gets picked up by another group of people. That is what you experience as you make your way through.
Hatch, darling, do you have someone waiting for you back home? Is that why you're such a stick in the mud?
No. What I have back home is home.
Right, but like you don't have like a partner or something? Because like every time we try to set you up, you just turn it down.
You've tried to set me up with nothing but people who would require some form of compensation.
Oh, you're a romantic. I see. All right. We'll find someone who isn't about the money, right? More about the artistry. Someone of the
Maybe we
Renaissance.
don't deal with my love life. Maybe that's not something that's up for debate here.
Why, darling? Look at you. Look at this strong jawline.
Someone sounds very touchy on the subject.
She flips her hair. That's what I'm saying, Captain. I'm just making sure that everyone here is happy.
I mean, I don't know if that's really up to you, though.
Hi! And she flips sparkles. I could be Pandora, matchmaker extraordinaire.
Are you still going to be raising these guys from the dead?
All of us for half a second just look at her deadpan.
I mean, I've never really been a fan of enchantment magic. Not my thing. You know, I don't really need people to fall in love with me. They already love me. So...
Another exchanging glance.
So, like, I don't know. Maybe Pandora, necromancer extraordinaire, matchmaker of the divine.
Does that mean you're setting gods up with each other?
Ooh, something like, you know, like, you can do that with warlocks, like a celestial pack. Sugar daddy, gaudy time.
Sugar goddy?
Sugar gaudy?
What the hell is a sugar daddy?
She looks at
Fletch just reaches over.
Sweet thing. You
We'll go over it later, don't worry.
sweet darling thing.
Knowing you, and I pointed both of them, I don't think I want to know. So let's just move on from that.
The two corpses just kind of...
I think everyone could have a little bit of love in their life. Spice it up.
One thing at a time. Pandora, maybe let's handle this and then we can talk about...
Ugh, you're no fun.
Smart man.
Boring.
All things in their proper time.
But sometimes you can't plan on love. It just happens.
It sounds like you're trying to plan love right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think
am
Hatch
the only
actually
one?
laughs at that. I think the irony kind of...
Well, now hang on a moment. I'm not planning love for anybody. I can change that if you like.
Well, no, I'm not talking about you, Captain. I'm talking about her. She's the one who's setting up Hatch with every moving thing, it seems like.
I'm on this hunt for a romantic Renaissance person who loves vintage clothing.
Why don't you just find somebody for yourself?
I am going to find some clothes made in this decade.
No, Hatch, it's your trademark. Your vintage ensemble is truly to die for. Do you have any idea how much this would go at a secondhand thrift store?
That was the most subtle shade I've ever heard in my life.
I think Hatch picks up the pace.
My gosh.
Anyway, so platinum armor, onyx armor. I also heard that if you get black dragon scale, it has like this pretty like sheen to it when the sunlight hits it. So you have like this rainbow, this myriad of colors. Is that true, Hatch? Would you know that? I'm sorry.
How would I know? All my stuff was made before all of you were born. And he just throws his hands up exasperated.
And I'll stop. I'll stop my tirade.
As you have made your way through the Rainbow Crown, it's impossible not to sort of get taken up in the sultry pleasure viewing of the space. But something that sort of draws your eyes out of it, or almost takes you out of it entirely, is how out of place the structure known as the Midnight Citadel seems almost otherworldly. It stands hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet high, made of this shiny black material. Not entirely even sure. It looks, you don't actually know, but it is one of those things that sort of reflects light, but also kind of absorbs it a little bit.
I want it.
I think I described it almost as if a Baha'i temple meets the Burj Khalifa. It is it stands out. And it's as you sort of are looking, as you notice it, one of the street vendors suddenly steps out, looks to be a purveyor of some fine clothing. And is a purple-skinned tiefling, dressed in, he has a cravat, a red cravat with a black, almost looks kind of like a butler. But very fine material his clothes is made out of. He's completely bald, except for the large black horns that twirl, and go to the back. And you see him approach, and he comes up to you, Pandora, says, "Hello, madam, Uraxaques. I am a purveyor of fine clothing, a haberdasher of sorts. I saw your very, very eclectic group here. I was wondering if you would be willing to participate in a fitting of sorts."
A fitting, you say? Oh, you need
Yes.
a model. Oh, I see. You came to the I know. It's probably overwhelming to take in my appearance, as stunning as it is. What am I modeling, darling? How much are you paying me?
Well, I was actually wondering if you would be interested in some of the garments that I have in store. If you would like, if you are willing to stand out in front of the shop and get people to come and purchase items here, then I would be willing to pay you. But as it stands right now, I was actually just seeking your patronage as a customer.
Oh, I see. Well, first, of course, as she, flips her hair, we do have to take a look. But she turns to Hatch. Perhaps we can have a little fun.
I squint as hard as you can and still have your eyes open.
Her tusks show even more as her smile widens.
Almost devilish grin that she has.
It's the
With
Grinch.
teeth.
It's the Grinch.
I'm gonna try and subtly as I can mosey over to Hatch and act like I'm walking past him, but for just a second I'm gonna stoop down and be like, "I won't blame you if you run."
I give you a side eye and just kind of groan a little bit. And I turn back to, what's his name, Zacchus?
Uraxaques.
Uraxaques. I just go, shirt, pants, something made from within 5 years ago.
A doublet, perhaps? Perhaps a
well,
sash? Ooh!
Sir, I will try not to take what you have just said as an insult. And all of my clothing, all of my adornments are the latest fashions in Brecca. Nothing out of this year.
Oh, come. We have to, Hatch. Come on, Hatch. Hatch. Please, come on. Let's see.
I sigh. And I take off my sword belt. I just put it on top of the chest. I
have a place. I've reserved a place for our customers to hang up any garments that they have currently on their person, and then I will escort you into the changing room. You can leave it here with your compatriots, and I will pass you garments with the ladies' help if they are interested.
Yes. Oh, of course. This is my forte. Captain, first mate. Wouldn't you like to have a costume change?
No.
Come on.
Pop him on top of the head.
After we got all of that character artwork recently.
Blanche, in the last, 2 years, have you ever seen me out of this vest?
That's my point.
There's a point.
Oh,
I like this vest.
excellent.
It means
Come
a lot
on,
to me.
first mate. Come on.
I don't have to replace the vest. Just get a different shirt. Turn over it.
I like the vest and I want to wear it with pride.
Well, what if you want to wear something nice if a certain lady comes a-calling?
You know what? This is nice, actually, and it has a lot of sentimental value. So how about you just let me wear what I want to wear?
What about a hat? A scarf?
You will see Brash kind of like go from being like upset that you're pushing on the vest to hearing the hat and going,
Well, she almost says, and she stops and goes, you're a privateer, and you have no hat.
Get you a nice
"I need a
beanie.
hat."
To which she turns to Blanche and goes, she like puts her hand up, you're a captain, and you have no hat.
I like it that way. I don't like hat hair.
Got to give you something.
I'll take new clothes. I have no objection to new clothes.
She looks back at Brash. What about like a bandana?
No,
Or a nice sash.
Some Jinko jeans.
I will consider a hat.
Okay. And she runs down.
Drags everyone in, shoves them into the tent.
Uraxaques immediately begins to go to all of the hooks and hangers that he has in the shop, and he begins to just look at these different hats with various degree of feathers that he is now plucking from the different he has like a series of bins that he's sort of just pulling out from the drawers, and he has like, oh, this would go nice and with this, and he's literally putting a bespoke hat together for you, Brash. And he is just, it is what looks to be sort of a beige colored hat, complements the sort of the coat that you're wearing and the trim that you have on the coat. And he then finds a purple feather that he sort of like pierces into the hat and then wraps around it a very vibrant, almost a scarlet ribbon that goes around the entire thing. And he then approaches you and says, if you'll allow me, my good man.
All right. And
He like beckons
lean
for
down.
you to, and he just, that should do nicely. And then he points over to the wall, and there is a mirror that suddenly materializes, and you get to see your reflection.
I'll take a second. I'll look at the front profile, look at the side profile. I'll be like, all right, not much.
Oh, for 1 second.
It's fine. You can put it on my tab. Hatch, darling, how's it going?
You see me in just like the most atrocious, like what they do in the shadows, like pooping.
That's a statement.
It's
The
the
statement
scene
is,
from
"Come and
Wendy
rob me."
Wu, Homecoming Warrior
Yeah.
in the mall.
What a pull! What a deep cut!
Normally, a hat such as this is bespoke and is perfectly sized and colored as this is. I would normally charge 20 silver pieces. But seeing as how you are a fresh customer and I find you so pleasurable and are looking for repeat business, I'm willing to let it go for just 15.
Yeah, all right.
Hold on. We're planning to buy a lot here, so maybe we can...
Correction. You guys are planning to buy a lot here. I'm good with the hat.
Well, of course, and I understand that you, my good man, are totally just all about the head garment, but I just wanted to prove myself that I am capable of clothing the lot of you. But I just wanted to start with something that was simple, tasteful, and really spoke to your unique style.
Oh, it's stunning. And we will absolutely take it. So, okay, so
Can't
12
lie, I do
silver.
like it.
Do you like it?
15 silver was the quoted price.
13, you said? Got it. So, on to the next.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'm sorry. But I'm
So-
like-
Radar. The
We're
radar
about-
between.
We're gonna
I
walk
hate her. I love
onto
her. I
that
hate her. I love
boat.
her.
You'll never know where she stands. Oh, shit. It's a 13.
15 silver pieces and it is yours.
Oh, you're such a hard bargain. All right, who's next?
The quicker we can get this done, the better.
Come on, Hatch. Give us a show. He's the looker of our party. You know how you're supposed to have, like, a face? He's technically...
I was like looking at my charisma score.
I'm not usually one given to flattery, but I do not think there is an unhandsome member of this party, unless you want to count those individuals. And he points to the dead people.
Oh, do you have any helmets that we could get our friends?
Or cloaks. Or...
Sadly, my dear, I am not an armorer. If I were, they would be yours in a heartbeat because those... they're dead, right?
Yeah, but they're undead.
Okay, so they're ghastly, and I would much rather they not be anywhere near me at any time. But seeing as how they seem to be carrying your coin, I am very happy that I happened to happen upon you. So, next up, I would really, really love to... I've dealt with the largest of your company. I would really love a chance to take a crack at the person who is shortest of stature. Madam, if you wouldn't mind, I would love to have you hop up here on this, and he gestures to a tall stool that you can only assume is reserved for people who are shorter. And there's like a step up, and then there's like a little bit of a hop that you can use to get up onto this stool, which has a little bit of a cushion on the very top of it.
Hippity hop straight to the top.
He immediately pulls out a tape, and he begins to just measure.
Oh, 10 inches, 9 inches, 8 inches.
And can I just say, you are the first Harengon I have ever had in my shop, and I consider it an honor to have one such as you, who I believe, are you not a lady of some station?
Oh well, you could certainly say that. That would be a thing that you could say. You haven't had any Harengon in here at all?
None to grace my door frames. He gestures at the very wide open
tent, right?
space of his shop. There's no door. This is one of those. It's literally a bazaar. So it's like he
Right.
pulls the two posts at the end, and the tent comes down, kind of thing.
See, I hate this because he's waxing poetic over nice words, and player Farmgrown is freaking out over what the hell he's trying to get away with, and Blanche is, oh, thank you. Well,
Find out.
so I'm sorry, she was, but no, I've lost the point now. Let's move right along. I don't know what I was gonna say.
Well, listen. I have clothed so many of the illustrious denizens of this fair city, but since I have never had a Harengon in my shop, I would consider it an exclusive honor if I had the opportunity to provide Milady with some kind of gown. I would have to say I would not have it ready for you this day, but if you were to return within the next fortnight, I would be able to produce for you a gown that would stun even the king and queen of Ashkelon.
Did he just say fucking Ashkelon?
Yeah.
Do people know it's fallen? I guess they don't.
Not necessarily, no. Not everyone.
Okay. Gonna process that later.
Well, I would certainly think that we'd be around long enough in order to be able to pick it up. I'd be delighted.
Well, if you grant me that honor, I would be willing to part with it for only 20 gold pieces. It would be the finest of silks to adorn your fair person, and I promise you a color. You don't even need to say what your favorite color is. I have already figured it out.
Indulge me.
No, you'll have to see. You'll have to be surprised.
Can I borrow that tape measure for just one quick moment?
He hands you the tape measure.
All right. She does a quick little measure of herself. Let me see. Carry the 1. Drop down the 2. Bring up a carry the 4. There's less than 2 yards of fabric that'll fit over my entire body, and you want 20 gold, sir?
There is a considerable amount of work, and given that the type of silk that I wish to put on you is expensive, I do not necessarily have it right here, and I will have to acquire it. That's why I specified a fortnight.
Let's say 15 gold.
He mulls that over,
For the rare opportunity to clothe one you've never clothed before.
mulling. Madam, as I said before, you are obviously somebody of some bearing and station. Might I inquire, where do you hail from?
She really doesn't want to say. Oh, from here and there, you know. Near and far, a little bit of everywhere.
Near, far, wherever you are. Our hearts will go on.
So the reason for my inquiry is, as I said, I'm a man who wishes for repeat business. So if you are capable of providing a good recommendation for anybody, any of your family members, any of your people who might hail from outside of the city of Brecca, to come to my shop, not go to any of the other shops within the city. Instead, I would have exclusive rights to dress them when they arrive within this city. I would be willing to give them a 15% discount if you would tell me where I might send a note of some kind after I get your favorable review.
She kind of giggles about that for a minute, thinking of the way her mama would react. You know, purpley.
Purpley? Oh, I've never been there. I've heard it is... And he looks at Brash. I've heard it is lovely. And large. Yes, okay. Is there a family name that I might be able to send it to?
Confused.
Brash just kind of like notices that little and he goes, he doesn't say anything, but he doesn't hide the kind of, what does that mean? Like,
I think they're all like, what?
Family name of Foret.
Forets. Excellent. Okay.
I'll have to write mama about this.
Gonna get
Very well.
hacked by the fashion pirate.
So, I have your agreement. So for 15 gold, and the promise of repeat business, a letter to the Forets of Purpley, and so sorry, I've been negligent here, Master Loxodon. What is your family's name? If I might be so bold, I understand that you also, your kind, also hail from Purpley as well.
we do.
Is there a chance that your families might know of each other?
Not really. Unfortunately, I am the last of my family. Occupational hazard befell the rest of my kin. So it's just me.
He puts the quill and the ink down and says, "Oh, well, as a way of recovering," he says, he writes down on a piece of paper, just a card. Should you warm to the idea of having perhaps more colorful, perhaps a more extravagant garb in the future, here is my personal card, as well as a promise of a 50% discount, sort of a buy one, get one 50% off, for any future garments that you possess, or that you purchase.
Much obliged.
Was Brash lying about or was he telling I mean, I can inside check about being the only one.
Go for it.
He said, do it. Fucking
Go on, learn about my lore.
Learn about my lore, bitch!
How low is it? How low is it? Tell me. Tell me.
It's a nat one.
It's a nat one.
Yeah, it is.
It's to a 0.
But I have a -1 to my insight, so it is a 0.
Wow.
Andy, may I? It's unclear.
So that's a charitable way of putting it.
But it goes, that's a
Seems to be telling the truth.
That's a brilliant way to manipulate people, is by making them think that you're an orphan and alone in the world, and you've lost everyone you care about to a hazard. Locking that away for next time. Trauma, death, only one alive. Circle, 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 circle. She thinks you made it out.
Sorry, I'm just writing all of the discounts that I have to remember. As he turns, he is of course still collecting the coin from you. So please mark off the 15 gold and then the I believe it was 12 silver pieces.
Hold on, he gets half of the 15 because we haven't received the product, so he can have an installment.
No, that's not what we agreed on.
Darling, we don't
Oh.
have the dress.
No. Hold up. Hang on, Pandora. I thought I was going to pay for the dress whenever it was ready. You want the money now?
I'm sorry. The silk that I have to require is
Yeah, I have silk moths if you need silk. And she opens the bag and all of the
no,
moths around her.
you see, this is Sorry, I don't normally like to give away trade secrets like this, but seeing as how we're friends now, I feel
Side-eye the group.
I feel like it is incumbent upon myself to tell you, this silk is actually farmed from ice spiders.
Does that mean anything to anybody in the group?
It shouldn't, but it also should say something about what it takes to actually get the silk. It is a dangerous thing, so there's a certain cost or risk associated with it.
I imagine there's like a 3-second pause where nobody's speaking, and then Brash goes, "Okay."
Oh, right. I had an evening frock like that. Stunning material, truly. So hard to get. Only the elite can have it. But I mean, like, she brings up a good point. We don't have the frock. And I understand you need the payment.
Well, I mean, I'd be more than happy to pay half now and half upon delivery. But my understanding was that money is traded hands when goods are traded as well. Is that not how you do business here?
You see Uraxaques sort of mull over sort of the idea of having just half of the money. You know what? Very well. I do not want to lose the honor and privilege of dressing you, so I agree. So we'll say 8 gold now, and then 7 upon the collection of the gown.
Yeah, and she counts it out.
Now you, sir.
The piece
And
de
he looks-
resistance.
He looks at Hatch. Sir, you strike me as a man of noble bearing. But something about you screams secrets. Something just that you're holding on to, that you're just keeping slightly beneath the surface. And I believe that you're probably a man of some sort of utility as well. You want to be able to you want to have the garments that adorn your person to be useful in some way.
It's no lie.
Well, in that case, I would love to make for you a coat with many, many pockets.
A cargo coat.
No.
A coat. Because something about you also screams danger. And so I would love to give you a coat that you would be able to hold all manner of tools about you at any given time.
All right. Got my interest.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. If you wouldn't mind, and he then approaches you with his, and he snatches the tape measure away from Blanche, and he just walks up to Hatch, and he starts to reach high up. He's shorter. He's about 5'11", to your, 6'4", was it?
Yeah, 6'4".
And so he's just sort of measuring, putting tape around the biceps and around. He doesn't need to measure the legs. It's a jacket, but he does anyway. And he just measuring the inseam and then around the waist.
When he's doing the inseam, so do you consider yourself to be a romantic kind of person?
Are you asking him?
I shoot you an immediate glare. Just let the man do his job.
Uraxaques immediately says, "Oh yes, I wouldn't be in this business if I wasn't even the slightest bit romantic. Of course, I am a man of romance. I love to, although I feel in so many ways. I know you see silks and linens and furs and wools around you, but I feel that I am a purveyor of romance. Because how much more romantical do you feel towards the people around you when you are fully decked out in all manner of finery? You are the best version of yourself, and I've provided that. And so I feel that any garment that exchanges hands, you are able to... I'm improving you, and I'm helping enhance the qualities that you already possess."
I don't know if she was asking that necessarily just for your personal qualities.
She's like, you can see, she's almost like short-circuiting. She's like, improving? What is... There's nothing. And she's more so thinking to herself, there's nothing to improve with me. I mean, I'm at my peak.
I look at him while Pandora is like in her own head, like, hurry, get the rest of the measurements now, while she's in her head. We're running out of time.
The most stressful. We're running out of time. Hurry, before she's back from her head.
Okay. He finishes the measurements, and he says, "Listen, as I said before, you're a man of danger. I feel that the cloak, the jacket that I shall make for you will make you slightly more subtle and hide you in certain ways. And also perhaps make you the tools that you might have within your person, within your possession, much harder to see. So, for a coat such as this...
I understand pockets.
A coat such as this, I would be willing to part with it for... I do, of course, have to make it first, but it should be ready in about a week. But I would be willing to part with it for 25 gold pieces.
25 sounds fine. I look up at the group. 25 sounds fine. 25 is fine.
Excellent. So happy that works out. It is not lost on him that there was no haggling to be done, and that it has moved forward with nary a negative comment. At this point, he says, "Well, that business done. Now for you." And in some ways, I feel like I'm saving something. I've been saving something.
She's looking around. She goes, Oh, I see. Right. So here's the thing. Even if you dress me, right, in clothing that doesn't suit me, my beauty will still shine through. So, like, I was thinking about this. Like, you could try to dress me as a plebeian, but it's still, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could try to dress myself down, but you know those people that you just look at them and, like, you're just taken with them? That's me.
Pandora, you could get something new to impress Mr. Lucas.
Do you have anything in black?
Well, here I am. Might I inquire as to your, all cards on the table? I feel I have hidden this from you, but I feel like I must say something. It would be an honor to dress and adorn Pyra Pithos of Ashkelon?
Unmute. What is this?
Unmute. Boogaloo. Huh?
Unmute, huh?
Who's Pyra?
We all slowly turn to you.
I'm sorry, I think you've gotten something.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not really sure who you're talking about. I get it there. There's not a lot of orcish people around here, so I understand that maybe you can,
No.
Yeah, yes. There's a lot of green folk, I know, but trust me, we are different. Don't let looks deceive you.
Small grin growing on Hatch's face. I've got a name.
Fucker. And
Twice in a day.
you can see that Pandora goes, but darling, you said you wanted to show me something. Please do, as she wraps her arm, slinks it around his waist, and slides him towards, like, the back of the tent to look at a gown that's hanging up.
You're about to get the fattest threat ever.
At first, he seems to be weighing the pros and cons of, like, pressing his advance. Like, no. I know who you are. You are Pyra Pithos. Your husband. And then he feels your arm just sort of very powerfully just sort of snake around him and, like, begin to push him towards the back.
She's going to kill him. She goes, so, what did you have in mind for me? And she's whispering now. And, like, she's leaning her head on him. What did you want to share with me, sweetheart?
I'm sorry. I apologize profusely. And he's, like, he's not meeting your gaze now. And he's just sort of just lowering his head down. So really you can only see sort of the top of his head, and his head is bald, but he's like this purple skinned tiefling with the black horns. And he's just sort of looking down, and he's like,
Darling.
I am terribly sorry, madam,
No,
if I have offended in any way.
You haven't.
I'm
No.
so I do apologize.
No.
Listen, I once lived in the city of Ashkelon, and there was a cleric there that I encountered, and her and her husband were kind to me, and I was a clothier there many years ago, but then. He gets the sense that you're not giving a shit about any of the excuses that he's giving right now.
Scared right now.
Right.
I'm so scared.
That's so lovely. But I just want to let you know that it's a dangerous thing to assume people's identities. Right? I mean,
Beginning to understand that now.
I'm so glad. And she gently tilts his face up so that it's looking at her so he can't avoid her gaze. I understand you had such a lovely time with this couple, and I'm happy for you. But, you seem to have gotten things a little mixed up, my sweet. Now, you wanted to give me something. Do you still want to give it to me? I understand.
Give me an intimidation check. I'll say with advantage.
Oh my god, Andy, what the fuck?
You gotta roll some regular dice.
I know, should I not?
Get off the D&D.
get off the D&D.
This is
Bray
beyond. This is beyond awful.
Bray makes a regular demand of blood sacrifice. This is a known thing.
Intimidation. Okay. First, that's gonna be a 9, so we can do better. Yeah, it's gonna be an 18 plus. Was it intimidation? 18 plus 5.
23. That's a 6. Okay. He is visibly uncomfortable, sweating through his doublet, and his cravat is like slightly moistened, given all of the sweat that is sort of pouring from all the pores on his face and neck. And yes, I would love to give you something I think that is singularly suited for one of your stature. And he feels sort of like your grip just sort of tightening around his waist as you're sort of like pushing him towards a certain section of the shop. And he's like, you know, why don't you just pick something out? You know, just anything that you would just
For free?
Yes.
Oh, darling, you shouldn't have.
What's more, you know, what's more, I'll just knock off 5 gold from all of the other ones.
Not the entire bill.
Just the 5. Just the 5.
Oh, the service you give me. Truly, what a valiant and beautiful man you are. As she's grabbing things and putting them up on hatch to hold. There we are. Oh, that would be more than enough. I understand, darling. Things are tough, and our minds, you know, there's so many names that get so jumbled in our brains. But I've never been to, what was the city you said? I'm not actually surprised. I'm not actually a city girl.
Okay, at this point, Pandora has now tossed at hatch 2 gowns, both probably valued in the ballpark of about 15 gold apiece. One is yes, both of them are very like fine silk. One has fur lining, which is interesting because it is a sort of a desert environment. But it can get quite cool here in the evening. So
on the boat.
there are some up to the elbow gloves that are very fun, go very well, accompany the gowns very well.
Yes.
There's some jewelry pieces that some statement necklaces that the clothier is now parting ways with.
Mm-hmm.
There is a night robe. There is
Mine. Brilliant.
there are stockings, pantaloons,
Ooh,
white
I'll have to
gloves,
get these.
some satin shirts, and one shirt that has a star collar with gold embroidery.
To die for. You see, I'm actually a mountain girl from one of the small mountain villages in Thandarul, as she's throwing stuff over and over on hatch. And so I'm not used
All
to
in all,
such
the
finery.
takeaway for this outing has now amounted to about, you've cleaned him out of about 130 gold's worth of clothing material.
But you know what? I think that's enough, don't you, everyone?
This is why I didn't haggle.
Please go.
And then she's gonna lean down and gently squeeze his cheek a little bit, like a little. Thank you, darling. Your designs are impeccable, and we'll be back to pick up her gown.
Oh, if y'all want to carry on to the what's the name of the place? My brain does not want to work tonight.
The Silk Sensation?
Yeah, if y'all want to carry on back to the Silk Sensation, I'll be along in just a minute. I want to go over a few notes with him about. I'm particular about my gowns.
Of course, I'll stay behind.
I put my hand on his shoulder and just sigh. Just like I understand.
That image right there. You do Hatch. You immediately you then tap the two undead carriers of the platinum, and they follow you out of the shop.
I'll just
Don't drag the evening gown, darling. Please, thank you, Hatch.
I'll just hold up my finger like I'm gonna say something, and then I just immediately turn around and follow Hatch out.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. You were talking.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we'll meet you back at the Silk Sensation.
You look fabulous, darlings.
Pandora, honestly, I'm not doing anything nefarious. If you want to go ahead, I'll be along in just a moment.
Listen, Captain, all I'm saying is you seem to have more fun than the boys do, so I just want to stay around and hang out for a bit.
Pandora, honey, all I'm gonna do is settle up a little bit with the man out of the mountain you just cleaned him out of. He seems to be an honest sort. Making a simple mistake isn't something to skint half of his earnings away. Half of his earnings off for.
He's looking at Pandora, and then he's looking at Blanche, and there's this literal moment where he's like, "No, please leave me with the bunny." I want to talk to her. She's reasonable.
You see, Pandora goes, well, listen, mistakes are made, and I'm glad that, I appreciate your understanding and a little mix-up here and there. I'll definitely send people your way, as she takes, one final, necklace off, as she goes, see you later, Captain.
Don't worry about it. Just hang on. She opens up her bag, pulls out another 50 gold. I can't account for everything she took, but this is yours. If you tell me where you heard that name.
I fucking knew it. Shady ass motherfuckers. You don't need to know.
I need you to give me.
We're pirates. We're pirates.
I need you to give me a persuasion check, Blanche.
Okay, cool.
Because right now he's a little bit terrified of the half-orc who just cleaned him out of house and home.
Hey, she just left.
But she did.
20 plus 5.
Fuckers! Go do other things!
We're about to get the tea.
You don't need it!
I just asked for where he heard it from. I don't want any super big details. Just where did you hear that?
The name, Hyra Pithos. I was a journeyman, a clothier in Ashkelon, and I had just managed to put money together to have my very first shop. And I was in the neighborhood of a place called the Shadowford, and the place was full of so much life, and Hyra and her husband were very kind to me. I didn't have a place to live, and at the time they gave me shelter, and I was able to stay with them, and for a very brief time, I believe one of their parents, Eric Pithos, and I'm sorry, your friend, she bears the exquisite likeness of Hyra, and I...
Oh, no need to apologize for that, darling. We've already been over it. Like I said, I just wanted to know where you heard it from. But if it was an honest mix-up, then an honest mix-up is just that. And she drops...
You're telling me, though, that her name isn't Pyra.
Her name is Pandora, as she has told me and all the rest of my crew.
Interesting. I'm sorry. I feel very much a fool in this situation.
Oh, shush. Nothing to it. Honest mix-up, honest mistake, like I said.
And thank you for the restitution of returning some of the... Although I will say that the wound that has been done to my pride and my dignity are nigh irreparable.
Oh, well, no need to thank me for being kind. I know you said I looked as though I'm from fine stock, I suppose, is what you were implying?
Yes, yeah, I meant that as a compliment. I don't know how it could be taken any other way, but that is how I intended it.
I took it as a compliment. I simply meant to say that I understand what it's like to struggle more than a little bit. My folks are cabbage farmers, you see. That was why I laughed when you said you were going to talk to my family. My family doesn't spend a dime on anything more than cotton.
I have
And she
some
hops out.
fine cotton adornments here.
She just hops out like, nope, I'm done with that conversation.
Pleasure doing business with you.
So bad for this poor guy.
I love him.
Uraxaques returns back to his shop, looking about, shoulders slumped, picks up a white glove off the floor. Uraxaques, you fool! Just try not to overdo it with the compliments. You get yourself in trouble every single time. He just puts the glove back on a hook, and the scene closes with Uraxaques' clothier shop.
I've got to stop giving all my clothes to people who scare me.
There's no way to do business in this economy. You finish doing business with Uraxaques. You, at this point, Brash and Hatch, you have made your way all the way to Silk Sensations. Pandora, you are soon to join them, followed closely by Blanche. You make your way to the door. Still standing at the door are the two Minotaurs, holding a stiff guard. They're giving everyone a look over, checking for weapons. They do see you, and they immediately just wave you through.
Thanks, fellas.
They're just a grunt. That's it.
Probably store this stuff in our room.
Of course, we have to hang up the gowns.
That as well.
Yeah, they'll wrinkle.
They're just like over my shoulder, just like out of my way.
Oh, Hatch, darling.
Like I tried to crumple them up and put them in the box, but like
when she sees you crumple it, she's like, what are you doing, Hatch?
it's easier to carry this way.
No, it's not.
The banshee scream.
Hatch.
The band comes like an abrupt stop.
There is, as you enter, there is a band playing. There is actually what appears to be some kind of game night happening. It looks to be some kind of. There's some card games that are happening. There are also some kind of games, some betting games with different colored rocks that are assigned a certain point value. But it is all, and there's like administrators who are sort of watching the game. It's kind of like the pit in a Las Vegas casino. As you sort of like, you see that this whole room has been reoriented. So whereas before there was a lot of music and some bands playing, there are still the two bars on either side that are helmed by the half-elf and the Firbolg. Lady Darcy is, you don't see her anywhere, but you do see many of the different workers going from table to table, some of them gently caressing some of the players and whispering in their ears. Sometimes there is furtive looks exchanged, and then money is also exchanged, and they lead the player away to some of the rooms beyond the giant silk curtains that are draped from the ceiling. Are you headed up to your rooms?
I gotta hang up our clothes.
Yeah, we gotta put that stuff away.
Is
And
Captain
our
back yet?
giant chest
Yes,
of
Blanche
platinum.
Yeah.
has come back, yeah.
Y'all go ahead and head upstairs. I'll catch up in a second.
You know, Hatch, as they're walking upstairs, one would say I'm quite proficient with the playing cards.
I didn't take you much for a gambling person.
Oh, it's not so much about the gamble as it is about the game itself, beyond the cards.
I understand that. I've gotten up to a couple card games in my time.
Ooh, after we change for dinner, we should go and play a game.
Perhaps might be a good idea for one of us to stay up here with the package,
Boys
nodding
can
at
horses.
them. Will they be able to defend it in case it is assailed?
Let me ask, boys, if we go down to play cards, would you like to join us, or would you mind just watching over our chess? I know there are pros and cons to each, but that's up to you to decide. Yeah. Okay, alright. They seem fine with it.
All right.
If you want to take shifts, we'll switch halfway through, okay?
It might be a good idea to come up and check every once in a while.
Absolutely, but first we must change for dinner, and I must change into these elegantly long evening gloves.
Cut to Brash and Blanche. Blanche, you've just arrived back at the Silk Sensations.
Loves.
Gloves.
Who knew there
She's
were
hap-
so many syllables in
She's
gloves?
having
Galavaza.
gloves. She's having her Titanic moment.
Uncut jams.
Uncut Gems. You know what? When I released my new single of Uncut Gems,
Oh my gosh, it's flawless.
Oh, Blanche hops over towards the bar.
Which bar?
I don't know, whatever's closer to the front door.
Okay, so they're equidistant. There's a half-elf managing one and a Firbolg managing the other.
oh, the half elf is the one with the weird beard that you didn't like.
Yeah, the Firbolg.
Oh, the Firbolg.
Oh, you're going to the Firbolg. Okay.
Yep.
You approach the bar. Firbolg has this poofy blonde hair that sort of goes up and then comes down across half of his face, so it obscures like one eye, sort of like Havoc from AFI, but blonde.
All right.
And he just sort of looks. He just is wiping a glass, and he's like, "What's up, man? How you doing? Huh?"
Hey, sugar, I just need something to drink, something tall and stiff. I have some things to mull over.
Right on. Okay. Well, we have some of our Phoenix wine, and that's a special for this evening. We also have some of our top shelf liqueurs. He gestures to the shelves behind him. All of it is like arrayed in very fine crystal of various colors. If you're looking to get really smashed, man, I would suggest probably going with this one. And he points to a very light, almost a teal colored liqueur.
I think I'll have some of that wine, actually. Matter of fact, bring the bottle.
Okay. Oh, okay. You got that kind of coin on you, do you?
Depends. Is it more than 40 gold?
Oh, no, it's not. But I have to ask. So, do you have like a tab going on here, or are you
Oh, no.
staying?
I'm staying here, sugar, and I don't ever bother with tabs. I pay for every drink I finish, and that's the end of that.
Right on. All right. I like the cut of your sailing term. So he goes back and reaches for this crystal decanter of looks to be this. It at one point is red and then suddenly takes on a golden orangish hue. And as you look at it, it seems like there are actual flames that are encased within the crystal decanter. And when they are when he pulls this like the diamond crystal top off of the decanter, suddenly this almost a gassy flame sort of escapes and he just sort of like he takes out a chalice and is just like, say when.
She waits till it gets that far from the top.
Okay. Jib. That was the sailing term I was looking for earlier. Yeah, I like the cut of it. And he hands the goblet over and it's like, so that'll be 10 gold pieces. Yeah, it's very this is very top shelf beverage that's happening. And
I've never spent this much in a single session. Oh God, my inner cheapskate is hurting.
he takes the 10 gold and he's like, so what brings you to our Lady of the Silks?
Oh, same thing that brings me everywhere I carry on, darling. Work.
Oh, I hear that. And he just sort of like, he gets very comfortable, puts his elbows down on the bar and just sort of like is leaning in like he wants to hear. Hey, so listen, I totally get you with that. And I just want to let you know, if you feel like you need to talk to someone about like all of the stuff that you've got going on in your life, you probably want to go to the other bar. And he points directly across behind you at the one with the half elf on it. He's like, listen, I've got a lot of burdens in my own life that I really need to devote my time to, and I really can't handle any sort of the other like
Sugar bean.
strenuous load of other people's issues, you know?
Sugar bean.
Yeah.
Will you just let me drink the damn wine and carry on about your night?
Great. Love you know what? Thank you for this. I'm gonna go back to
Mhm.
cleaning my glass. And he sort of turns sort of
Bye-bye.
halfway to you and just sort of
The anti-bartender is my favorite.
The
She's like,
misdirect
cool.
of the- You're gonna want to talk to that guy.
he just keeps cleaning his glass, and he sort of every now and then he'll sort of look at you, Blanche, just sort of measuring like how much you've drunk.
You fine
She's
for
just
each of
minding
these
her business.
sips.
So the goblet is large in your hand, so you're two-handing this thing, and you're just sort of like
Bigger than your liver.
Mhm.
exactly.
Occasionally tipping it backwards.
It's like what do they call those? Scorpion bowls. It's like one of those.
Jesus! Those
But
things are huge!
At least it is on. It's like a scorpion bowl on Blanche. I don't have any Herringon-sized goblets, dear. Sorry. So
No need to apologize. Like I said, I can manage drinking wine just fine.
okay. So you're just sitting there drinking.
Yep.
Brash, what are you doing?
I'm gonna watch first of all as Hatch and Pandora and the two thralls head upstairs, and I will go, they're not supposed to be in here. I'm gonna find Lady Darcy and do some damage control before we get our asses kicked out, and I will just start trying to find Lady Darcy to tell her that the things that she didn't want in her establishment will quickly be making their way out of the establishment.
No,
as
they
soon as
won't!
possible.
Give me an
Wanted to find
investigation
out?
check.
Okay.
They're just
Oh,
hanging
boy.
out in the room. They're not causing any harm.
Oh, that's not good. Oh wait, no, it's not. That's a 6.
Despite sort of because of the reorientation of the entire lower level of this place, Brash, you have a series of very awkward entrances and exits from certain rooms, as you feel like you should know where you're going, but you realize very quickly.
Sorry.
There's points where you sort of like pull a curtain aside and it's like, oh,
Deepest apologies. That's my bad. I'm
nudity,
sorry about that.
and you close
Yeah.
the curtain. And yeah, you're not able to find Lady Darcy anywhere, at least not right now.
Well, in that case, I'll come over to the bar where Blanche is and talk to that fellow that she was sitting in front of.
Hey, man. Hey. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm okay.
What can
Can
I
I
do you
just get-
for?
Yeah. Captain, what's that? Is that good?
This is really good. And she kind of slides the bottle over
Oh.
towards him.
My fucking god.
What? We've had a long day.
So, I'm gonna need about 3 steps less than this. What can you do for me?
It's just
Oh yeah,
fine.
it's gonna be about 2 gold for that.
All right, yeah, that's not a problem. And then if there's another,
He
golden-
hands you basically the very small, like 3 fingers shot glass.
3
worth
fingers
of-
for me, or
3 fingers for you.
wow. All right, very much obliged. I'll knock that back, and I'll go. There's another gold in it for you. You can do me a little favor.
What's up? What can I do? What can I do? You know, talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Tell me.
Okay. Well, if you happen to see Lady Darcy, I don't know if she's like off for the night or something, been having a hard time
Oh,
pinning her
bro,
down.
she's like really indisposed right now.
Oh, no, I understand. I just, whenever you see her again, let her know that the group from earlier is back. And there's some, there may or may not be some things to discuss regarding some work.
Okay. All right, that is rather vague.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Okay.
Some.
Well, I'm probably not going to see her for the rest of the evening, so I'll take the little message that you've given to me, and I'll put it inside this little envelope right here. So, and he mimes like opening.
I was going to say, is he actually holding it?
I love him.
He'll just
Mr. Dick,
he'll
and I love him.
he'll take the messages. See, I'll put it in there, and then and he licks the outer edges of this non-existent envelope, and then he closes it. It's like, yeah, and I'll just I'll slide it under the door. Okay, is that good?
I'm going to reach over without breaking eye contact with him, grab the bottle that Blanche has, pour just a shot of it into the empty glass that I just downed, put it down.
A shot of wine.
You see
Yeah,
what
no,
I mean?
that's,
I paid for the whole bottle.
That's fine. Thanks for your help.
Oh, no problem, sir. And he then turns his full back to you and continues to wash his glass.
And he just like walks off. And what's the stage look like right now?
The stage is bare. There is not a musical act currently playing. It looks like they're in between sets. There's like some sort of crew that is currently like cleaning the stage. There's some people up above that are actually doing some kind of silk dancing, but it's like silk dancing with like a purpose, like they're adjusting lights. It's how the crew like gets up to the top to like change lights and like lanterns and like adjust the candelabras so that the ambiance for the evening is adjusted.
That's pretty cool. I think, well, if they have a backstage, I'm gonna try and traverse back there, see if there's a band prepping for another set. And I'm just gonna ask them if they need anybody to play with them. Because I'm off for the evening.
You do find there is actually a band that is they're doing their tuning instruments right now, and it appears that there is a what looks to be a half elf who's very stereotypical half elf looking. She is sort of this very pale elf with ears appointed, blonde, blue-eyed, dressed in like very flowy silken robes, and she behind her she also has on her person, on her wrist, what looks to be some kind of mechanical device that she uses. She's like sort of like tapping on it, and you see behind her there are several what look to be some kind of automaton, like clockwork engine musicians.
This is a MIDI on her wrist.
Of a type. It's like
That's
it seems
cool.
to be whatever the device is. It's controlling sort of the clockwork musicians.
They're singing "It's a Small World."
Yo,
No.
what if?
Just on loop.
On loop.
Welcome to.
I would not perform. I would go back off this. No, I would just. Pardon me.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to bug you. I know you've probably got a set coming up.
Oh, no. And you see her sort of like take a note of your tattoos and all of the musical notes that are running down them as the sleeve continues all the way down to your hands.
Well, I don't normally do this. My plan was to talk to Lady Darcy about it, but I was wondering if you could do with an opening act or a partner on stage or a...
Oh, well, we are kind of the openers already. What we would... You see, one of my machines here, they are a little bit out of tune, and I don't, unfortunately, have the time to rework them or retune them. I need a special kind of artificer for that. And so, if you are able to provide some form of accompaniment, I would very much appreciate it. I would consider giving you at least a quarter of the earnings for the evening.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. Actually, that's perfect. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Brash.
Oh, my name is Florencia.
Florencia, pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I'm a drummer, a little bit of flautist. But I can do it all. It's this isn't a job interview or something, but you know.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, I would take any of the instruments that you play, whatever you feel comfortable playing.
Yeah. I'll just I'll follow your lead.
Excellent. What is your name?
Brash.
Well, Brash Briggs, if you wouldn't mind being our percussion, I welcome you to Florencia and the Machines.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
fucking god.
He reeled you in for that one! That's brilliant!
All right, let me just.
We're playing the
Let me just
tabaxi
shake off
days
these
are
nerves.
over.
The blink dogs are over.
The blink dog
Set up.
days are over.
The blink dog
Yeah.
days are over.
I
I'm sorry.
will happily join her on stage.
Excellent. So, she hands you some sheet music, and you're able to see there are several different songs. The song that is she sort of very, very quickly points out to you is called Seven Devils, and I don't need to change anything. Seven Devils. That is actually a legitimate Florence in the Machines.
Let's go.
So yes, it is the music. I'll just say they come on stage. The lights have been arrayed. Everyone finds their lights. The machines they wheel out. They're sort of on this very. It's like it's almost like a sphere that they maneuver on. So they sort of roll out on, sort of like BB in The Force Awakens. Like it's this one unit. And they just roll on, they find their lights, and she cranks and turns some levers and flips some switches, and they all sort of like, and they have one of them has like a violin, another has some kind of lute, one has it's some kind of almost like a trumpet sort of, but it's an elaborate musical device you haven't seen before. It kind of gives almost, there's like a slight hint of an electrical element to it. You come in and there's a drum set that is wheeled out in front of you. And with a seat and everything. And she says, Brash, follow my lead. And I will say, give me a performance check, Brash, with advantage.
Okay, groovy. Okay, where's my modifier at? Let me see here. That's delightful. We love to see that. That's going to be a 25.
25. The music, after just taking a very brief look at the sheet, after taking a very brief look at the sheet, you follow perfectly. It's like you've been playing with this band for 10 years. It's like you immediately fall into this music. You sort of maybe for a fraction of a second struggle just to be like, okay, am I going to be able to pick this up and just sort of mindlessly assimilate into a band? And that is exactly what happens. And the music does take on sort of a very symphonic, almost dirge-like quality, where there is some very morose and sad-sounding melodies. But then there's sort of a rising crescendo that is extremely hopeful in the end. Like, a lot of the songs deal with the loss of, or the supposed loss of a loved one, and then finally seeing them come home at the end and you are reunited. But there is one song where you are reunited with the ghost of that person.
Blanche is just drunkenly blubbering in the corner.
Meanwhile, while that is happening, Pandora, Hatch, you make your way all the way up to the room, and you find there are Minotaur guards stationed on the second level, and they're stationed at like the top of the stairs, but also all the way down at the far end of where the rooms are. You do notice that there are large doors, and you realize that is Lady Darcy's room. And there are some, even if it's possible, even larger Minotaurs outside of hers, with very mean double-bladed glaives they're just sort of holding in like an X pattern in front of the door. About halfway down, you recognize where your room is, where she originally pointed it out to you. As you make your way in, with the undead lumbering behind you with the very large case of platinum, you make your way into this room. It is the nicest room, Pandora, you have ever been in. Hatch, this goes for you as well. We're talking like Four Seasons level. Like, it is not gaudy. It is incredibly, like, all of the fine finishings, but very, like, tasteful. And the key thing here, and it's the thing you pick up the most, with all of the silk that is present in this building, in the rooms on the top or on the second floor, there is, the moment you enter, it's almost like a complete change in temperature. Gone are sort of the very hot and sweaty, moist temperatures of the humid temperatures of the lower level, and suddenly it is cooling and relaxing in these upper rooms. Rooms that are reserved for the higher paying guests, who are more exclusive and perhaps require a little bit more privacy.
Well, I guess it will suffice for now.
Not bad, Lady Darcy.
Well, shall we get ready?
By all means, I'll, do we have separate rooms in this room for okay, so it's one bit. I'll step outside while you change.
No. Just turn around. Just face the wall.
There is, okay, so to describe
Like a
the room
screen.
more, there are two very large poster beds. Like, we're talking 2 king-sized beds in this room. There is a very large hearth and fireplace. There's one of these very large sort of cast iron, or not cast iron, but metal sitting tubs that sort of you would like sit down in, and it's like the water comes up, but it's like you're in a seated position, not lying in it. And there are, of course, 2 vanities on either sides of the rooms, with one side of the room having a window that looks out from the second level vantage point over the Rainbow Crown. And you're sort of able to see the life that occurs outside of this bordello. Also in this room, there is several armoires, or 2 armoires, and then what looks to be a walk-in closet that has space for clothes, for shoes. This is the kind of room that is reserved for potentially like the highest levels of the merchant clans that exist within the city, but also any kind of nobility that might grace the doors of the Silk Sensations. It is a place where somebody could stay and not be the least inconvenienced by having to store their items. And then there is, so I said the walk-in closet.
Oh my god, I love it.
And then
Shit.
there
Yeah.
are two on either side of the room. There are two separate, what look to be sort of parchment screens
Perfect.
that are for changing and
Excellent.
And seducing.
via kabuki theater shadows.
Yes. So
No.
So Pandora has hung up the clothes in the closet, and she goes, "No, darling, there's a screen. Just sit because I think we should chat." And she comes out from behind the screen in the evening, not gown, but first she's in her robe because she has to do her hair and makeup.
Oh, her
first.
evening robe. The evening
evening
the
robe.
evening robe.
The
Okay.
evening robe.
The evening robe, it is black.
Excellent.
But it is very, very light material with like almost a fur lining on the neck.
Excellent. On the way to kill my
with
husband
fur.
vibes.
Yes. This is the kind of thing that the woman wears.
Yes.
Think Madonna and Dick Tracy.
Yep. Absolutely.
That is the vibe.
Absolutely. So she's got all of her, like, you know, her trinkets for her hair because she's going to do an updo and everything. And she sits down at the vanity as she fluffs up and gets ready. And she goes, "No, Hatch, please sit. I feel like we should chat, don't you?"
If you wish, I must also change, and I'll just like I toss off my chainmail. Like I'm used to changing in front of people, so that's no problem.
She's focused on her makeup anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not anything weird.
And I
She
just
goes-
pull out like some casual clothes.
I do wonder, Hatch, as she's going through and doing her brows and like making sure her eyeshadow is bold enough, relining the lips. I do wonder what we do once we secure these items and bring them back to the young lord.
That is something that I was worried about as well. Are we going to screw over this Thaddeus person?
Well, not only are we going to screw over this Thaddeus person, which would be sad because he seems like a nice fellow. Now she's just like prepping the skin, getting ready. Filing the tusk a little bit. But I do wonder if like I wonder if our relationship with the young lord will continue after this. Right? I mean, like, he said he got into your head.
I worry about that as well. I suspect he will have more requests for us.
Did he ask anything of you in particular?
Not that I can recall. We just, I don't know, we walked around Bright Ray a little bit.
Oh, well, that's
Talked to...
nice.
He actually gave me a little bit of information that I was looking for. I don't know if he intended to or not.
She turns dramatically, you know, with the robe. Gave you information.
I just kind of like, yeah.
Sparkle.
Faye are all about names and things, right? Well, I've got one. Looking for someone. I take out the notebook. I'm looking for someone named Drakel Tenebris.
Woo!
Tenebris.
And she's going to quickly take out her tome and flip through. Do I know anything about that name, DM?
I was about to give you Uraxaques, the clothing guy.
I can't even roll for it, huh? Nothing I can roll for.
No.
Damn it.
This is a name that you just do not know.
Fuck. She sighs and goes, I don't
It's all right.
have anything. But with a name. Huh. So wait. If so he's offering to help you end this phase so that the curse can be lifted from the pocket dimension.
That is unfortunately, I think, maybe out of the question, at least as far as asking for his help. See, it looks like this Tenebris person works for him. Wouldn't that just be the thing?
Whoa, they work for him?
It would seem so.
A high-level fae working for a human man?
I sincerely doubt that this person is 100% human.
Really?
How many humans do you know can get inside a person's head?
Well, I mean, there's a lot. No, right, not many. To
He's
invade
either-
someone's mind.
He's either not entirely human or a very powerful magic user. What did he see when he looked in your head, if you're willing to divulge?
Who said anything about looking into my head?
Oh, must have just been me.
Was that Pandora's like locked on?
I don't know if I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Remember if that was like.
I
shared.
thought that was a move. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no. Wait,
Seth
actually,
and Hatch does not remember if you made that in public information.
you know what? She didn't, but because Hatch is actually, she first thinks, "Ooh, he's threatening me. Ooh, excellent. What a great move," and then realizes
Hatch is it's all crickets in my head.
he's just being genuine. She actually he didn't get into my head because no one can get into my head. But he did offer
I couldn't imagine trying to wrap my head around what goes on in your head.
I know, right? I mean, like, trying to get into this gorgeousness, overwhelming. And she turns around and she's like half her face done so her eyebrows aren't on, so you just see like eyebrowless Pandora. How can you not?
I'm just imagining a goth emo girl getting like the full-on makeup done before like going to a, Taking Back Sunday concert.
Absolutely 150%. She's like, he didn't get into my head, but he did offer me, information. Us wizards, nerds, I know. So I'm just wondering, so we get the goods, right? We get whatever he wants, the trinkets. Of course, we keep the ones we like. We give him the trinkets, and then what do we do about the others? I don't know if we can get back on the ship once we have such valuable information.
I do worry about keeping the rest of the crew there for too long. The clothes that we had ordered alone is going to take 2 weeks at the latest. They're not going to stay on that boat for 2 weeks this close to shore.
Yes, I don't... But I think she's actually going to be genuine for a split second. The company does amuse me.
They do. I personally plan on sticking around as long as possible. I don't know about you.
Here?
Not necessarily here. Wherever the Haretrigger will go, if they'll have me.
Right, the ship.
Are you planning on striking out on your own?
Oh, no. I don't know if you saw, but going on my own didn't get me very far, so...
That is something I had intended to ask you about before. What is it that you are trying to do? You say traveling on your own. Where is your destination?
Well, originally it was here just because I thought the pool of magic was fascinating.
But that is a plan that you came up with when we were trying to figure out something as part of this crew.
Yep.
Certainly there must be something you're after. For yourself.
Greatness.
I think I have to take that as a cue.
Eyebrow is... one eyebrow is done.
The other was like kind of half.
Done, half drawn.
Really
Greatness.
quick, at this point, we are halfway through the set of Florencia and the Machine.
Stop.
Blanche, you are fully enjoying watching Brash in his element.
Singing along, just with the glass as high up as she can hold it.
Tipsy bunny on a bar stool.
Yep.
Glass is bigger than you. You have to use both
holding
hands.
both hands.
It's like the Stanley Cup.
I mean, she is still mulling over the information she got from the tailor, but she's just trying to wind down. It has been a day.
We haven't even started on the quest yet.
I'm sorry. Back to Hatch and Pandora.
But we should probably. Oh yeah, Hatch would have taken that response as a cue to like not press further. We should probably get downstairs. I imagine the captain's drunken his stuff into a stupor.
Oh dear, we should go check on them. And then she's gonna grab her wand off of her thigh, little what do you call it?
Like a holster?
Yeah, her thigh holster, yep. And she'll quickly tap her hair to, like, prestidigitate it, like, the jewels into it so it's all nice and done up. All right, hold on. Let me grab my gown real quick. And Farmgrown put, like, this perfect fucking gown in our chat. And that is 150% what she's wearing. Isn't it perfect?
My God.
Oh, wow.
Yes, with the
I saw
opera
Captain
glove.
Jack Sparrow first. I'm like, okay. All right. No, wait, Freddy
You're like,
Fazbear?
He's like, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. A vibe. A vibe.
You dressed up as Freddy
No, that's-
Fazbear? Okay.
that's-
Okay. Freddy.
That's-
This is like my second favorite thing is finding new outfits for D&D characters.
Oh, it's brilliantly done. So
That
she's
is
wearing,
truly splendid.
it's excellent. So she's wearing that with the opera gloves. Way too overdone for playing fucking cards, but And
Not
she-
in this place.
oh, that's true. She fits right in. So she'll extend her hand and wait.
I look down at my fucking trousers and shirt. I feel a little underdressed now, baby. I should have taken that man up on some nicer clothes. Take your hand.
Hatch, as you take it, she goes, "You look wonderful." And then quietly under her breath, to you, she'll say, "Revenge."
I don't look at you. I just make our way to the door.
This will be lovely.
And we'll make our way down and enjoy the night.
As you exit the room, your eyes are greeted by a flurry of sparkling lights that seem to be floating around the space, just lighting. There's the section with the sort of the card tables and the games, but then there's now an audience that has formed around the stage and are just some of the more magically gifted members have just lit or sent globules of light up into the sky or up into the ceiling portion of the room, just sort of providing different light across that sort of plays and flits across the band's set. And you see the bar, like everybody at the bar, sort of like their attention is wrapped on the stage.
Is that the first mate?
Yes,
Sure
you see
does look
Brash.
like it.
Yeah.
You know, I would have thought he more of a sea shanty type, but he can really bring down the house when he wants to.
This song is quite morose, I must say. I mean, given that all of his loved ones died tragically.
Just look at you. Right? Weird thing to say out
Isn't
loud.
that's
The music cutting out when you said that is so good.
well, that is what he said, right?
Yes, but God, have some tact.
She looks at you and she goes, "I'm a necromancer.
When it comes to death, it is merely just another stage."
Yes, well, not everyone here is a necromancer. Holy
right.
shit, is that Florencia and the Machines?
Oh my God!
Well, actually, would I know about them? That's
Wait, yeah, would you
20-year-old
know-
bands.
would
Yeah,
you know
I wouldn't necessarily
You
know
wouldn't know
Florencia.
anything
Yeah.
about
Oh my God, that's Florencia and the Machines!
Holy shit, that's a person and some machines. And Brash.
I heard about them this morning. They're my
You don't know who they are. You just see them on the stage. You see Brash is there.
What a
They
skilled
are-
band.
They are playing this. They're playing this song, and you hear it, and it is haunting, but there's almost like a scary edge to it, like something slightly sinister that seems to, in some ways, thrill the crowd. In many ways, there are, of course, at this point, several of the workers there are starting to, with some of the guests who have paid for it, begin to dance areas along the side, and it is suddenly the atmosphere in the room has changed to something that is very darkly seductive.
It feels like we're
And-
going to be ambushed.
If you say so.
Or it's darkly seductive.
It's just a nice spot.
Lustfully ambushed.
Yes, a rather lustily ambushing.
The most horny ambush known to man.
But there is something slightly mournful about it that might be slightly lost on Blanche in their state and Brash in their focused state of playing in sync with this new band. But there is something mournful that is sort of very prescient for Hatch and Pandora. As they, like, Hatch, you are offering your hand to Pandora, like, down the stairs. Just for the hell of it, both of you give me a charisma check.
We're being fucking ambushed. I knew it.
Charisma.
Yes, by the Riz.
Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to help them.
Why are you ambushing us?
Just straight up charisma check.
Just a charisma check.
Just the Riz, baby.
Hey, a flat 10.
Flat 10.
I feel very neutral about all of this.
Could I maybe step away for half a second? I just need like 2 minutes.
Actually, I'm just going to hear the result of this roll, and we'll take a break.
17.
17. Thank you. On a 10 and a 17. And we will take a 5. We are back.
Chariz ambush.
Charisma. Yes.
That ambush with the Riz.
No, there's no ambush with the Riz. As Brash, or Hatch, as you are leading Pandora down the hall, down to the stairs, Pandora, you are a vision in this black silk gown with this gold embroidery woven throughout it. There is a brief moment as there is a crescendo in the song where the lights sort of just flicker, almost like a sort of a mini strobe, and suddenly people very momentarily sort of like see the light focus in your direction and their eyes are immediately drawn up. And it's as you are descending the stairs, being accompanied by this very large blue dragonborn who is not stealing your light at all. And you are being led down the stairs, and I actually need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, Pandora.
You're showing somebody up, none like that.
We were doing so well, and we were so fucking cool.
There's an environmental effect that is happening.
Ooh, sparkles. Fuck. I keep
Involuntary farts. Can't help it.
No.
To humble everyone in the room.
Don't you dare. Where'd my dice go? Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna roll it out.
Look how good this song is.
It's so good.
We're not gonna get copyright trouble, right?
No, because it's through Watch Together, so it's not actually being recorded.
I see. No, that's all I was thinking. I was like, fuck, we're screwed. Does a 15 do anything? Oh my god, I failed it.
Pandora,
Oh my god. What the fuck?
as the music is playing, it's not the music that phases you, it's the lights.
Oh no.
It's the flickering, and when the light sort of glances and sort of focuses on you and then sort of passes over you, there is a brief moment where you suddenly see the flames of Ashkelon. It's a momentary thing, and you are able to recover. Hatch, give me a perception check.
Yes, perception. One of my many very good skills.
We rockin' with wisdom, baby.
I do have it. No. Is this something that relies on hearing or smell?
Sight.
Sight. Cool. 16. Hey.
Hatch, you immediately see briefly the mask that Pandora has, even in all of her finery, even with the eyes of most of the silk sensations on her. In a moment where you would think that she would want the attention of everyone, you see the mask slip briefly, and you see a look of terror in their eyes. For a brief second, the lights move away, and suddenly the mask is back up again.
I do not look. I mean, the amount of time that I spent looking at was just to clock that, basically. I put my eyes directly forward again, and I just I squeeze Pandora's hand a little bit, just kind of try and bring her back with it, to the moment without.
Yeah, I think in that moment, like, she had, and she's half orc, so she's quite strong. She's had it in like a vice grip, like, and unbeknownst to her even, it's just been like clamped on yours like tight, like almost cutting off circulation.
I mutter under my breath. It'll be all right. I'm here.
She goes, I mean, look at me, they love me.
I nod. They do.
Oh, the thing is that Emma loves how sweet Hatch is. Pandora's just a bitch, so she doesn't say anything.
Oh, Hatch is, at least if you're further than like 10 feet away or whatever, we're just walking down the stairs. He's trying his best to make it so that's all that looks like we're doing.
Right. Aw, Hatch. He's just a nice boy. It's a nice
As you
boy.
have made your way down the stairs, you see the half-elf bartender
Oh,
with
no.
with the patrons at the bar, just sort of like staring at you, Pandora. The Firbolg and the Firbolg doesn't seem to be giving a shit. He seems to be slightly worried with the amount of
Do I
beverage.
see Blanche fucking trashed?
He's slightly concerned about the amount of beverage that Blanche is imbibing currently.
Blanche is just sitting in the goblet, just...
That's our captain. That's our captain.
That's our captain. That is our captain. That's our captain.
That's our captain.
There is a moment,
Captain,
Brash,
captain.
where you almost miss a beat as you sort of like glance off and you see Hatch leading Pandora down the steps, and then you keep in time perfectly, don't miss a beat. But there is a brief second. You guys make your way down. The men and women and people at the card tables, they all sort of like give you a glance as you walk by. What do you wish to do?
I go, well, I thought we were going to play cards, but now I'm kind of worried that our captain is indisposed.
We just need a designated not drinking themselves into a stupor person.
Right.
And right now, we're 3 out of 4. I don't think Brash has been drinking.
I don't know. He kind of seems emotionally disposed right now.
Oh, he's busy for sure.
Yeah, like, is he okay?
Eyes have been closed 90% of the time I've been on stage. Like,
he's vibing up there.
Head down, like he is so far gone, but not like in a.
He's
drunk
become the music.
Is that a good thing?
Better than the captain, I think.
Right. It's not like a trance or something, right? It's not like a spell?
I think we could slap him out of it if we needed to.
Interesting. Okay, put that on the back burner. Captain first. Make sure she's fine.
If you would like a drink yourself, feel free. I will not be partaking tonight.
Why not?
Because someone here has to be in their right mind.
Oh, right. Well, I never am. So it's the nervous laugh. She'll go over she'll say, Captain!
It's got like a crazy straw.
Captain, Curly Straw, are you enjoying your evening?
Yes, I do believe I am.
How trashed is she? How trashed is she? Can I make a check of some sort?
Give me an insight check.
Come on, Emma. Come on, give me something good.
I can't imagine it's a high DC.
But my insight, I remember last time I rolled insight, I got 0, so. Okay, 17, because it was 18 minus 1.
I rolled a 17.
Who's got the higher wisdom?
Who's got the higher? Yeah,
Not my ass.
I'll say it's a wisdom versus charisma.
Ooh.
Whose wisdom versus whose charisma?
Your charisma, Blanche's charisma. So it's kind of I'll say, based off of your message, it's kind of a performance.
Okay.
Ninja notes.
Well,
Okay.
if it's a performance and not a deception, then that makes it a 30-20.
Guarantee you will succeed no matter what. I have a negative wisdom score.
That's why I was asking whose versus what, because my wisdom is negative too.
Okay.
If you said charisma, I'd have a chance.
This Blanche seems to be 3 sheets to the wind.
Really, really trashed. Right. Oh, Captain.
Sorry, love that nautical term right there.
3 sheets to the wind. Oh you're having some fun. Great. Did you have any water or anything to snack on? As she's trying to gently slide the.
Can we get this woman some pretzels or something?
Have nuts or something? Is there gently and even no.
I had some of those yesterday. Y'all got all mad at me about it.
No. You can eat whatever you want, darling. And she's pulling back and forth with a tiny rabbit.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
guys,
no.
Excuse me. Do you know these
Hi.
people?
This is my captain.
I'm just enjoying some wine.
She the captain? Really? Wow.
Of the WUT Ship.
Sorry?
Of the WUT Ship?
You asking me?
That's the
We
name.
asked
It's
me
the
a
WUT.
We can't keep doing that.
Hatch in the background just going, we can't keep doing it.
I'm willfully.
Having a
Pandora's got
crisis.
this. I'm willfully not participating in this one.
At this point, during this interaction that you're having with the Firbolg, that you see a familiar face of Thaddeus, the Minotaur, suddenly come up behind you guys. It says,
Oh, God, sorry.
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. Please sit. She's gonna pick up Blanche with the cup that she's holding and scooch her over so that Thaddeus can sit next to her.
No need to move anybody.
Picks Blanche and cup back up, puts them back.
I just wanted to say, I am planning to depart at first light. If you are still interested in providing the protection for my academic group of archaeologists and myself.
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
Well, that is very, very gratifying. I'm very. Thank you. And he immediately takes your hand, Blanche, and he starts to just sort of shake it. And just you can tell that he's very genuinely pleased by the fact
Pandora-
that you are agreeing to this.
Pandora looks at Hatch and goes, because we just talked about, what if we have to off him? Oh, well.
As oh, go ahead.
You're very welcome, Thaddeus. That's enough. Ow.
Sorry.
No,
Thaddeus.
I'm small. You're fine. Don't worry about it. So, first light, you said yes?
Yes, I'll come to your door and give you a good knock, and then.
Ooh. Is that a promise? Can I get that in writing?
Sorry.
So goddamn horny around here. I swear to God.
It's a joke. I'm sorry.
You see
I'm
the
too
Minotaur
much.
just blush, just bright red.
You can't flirt with a nerd. They panic.
Well, what if he really likes her?
Oh,
Double the
I highly
panic.
doubt it, sugar. Nobody ever really likes me.
I really like you.
We're gonna have to have words about that, Captain.
The Firbolg
See?
mutters under his breath, "Man, I'm so
Excuse me.
Well, first light then, yes.
Excellent. I'll give you a knock, and then we'll make for the camp. We will have to go through the rest of the Rainbow Crown, and then we'll make our way outside the city walls through the candles. I have a safe route already laid up, and then we'll meet with my other colleagues, the other mages there, who are responsible for the dig. We'll be going into the third tower, the one that has at least some semblance of. We'll say it has more integrity in terms of its structure.
Was he about to say arcane?
No.
Ah, damn it.
It's safer, is what I meant to say. But again, I do really appreciate your and your compatriots' offer of protection, and I know my colleagues will be most pleased as well. We've had a rough go of it so far, and so I'm very happy to hear that you are engaged with us.
Forgive me, Mr. Thaddeus.
why are we going to the safest tower when you have hired... Oh, Jesus. As she tries to gently tilt the cup back. Why, as she still doesn't break eye contact, why do we... Yes, they're going back and forth, back and forth. If you're hiring us, perhaps we should go to a tower that is not the safest, right? One where you can gain the most, I don't know, fascinating and archaeological discoveries. Yes?
Right now, our dig is primarily located within the third tower, mainly because that is the place where we have eliminated a decent portion of the traps that have existed inside it. The other towers are... Now, there are the odd looters that go in, but rarely do they come out. So the third tower is where we are currently engaging our attentions in terms of excavation, in terms of bringing up the treasures from below.
Well, it should be fun.
I highly doubt that, but I'm very happy to hear that you are enthused, at least. Anyway, I trust that you all will have a lovely rest of your evening. Again, I will say we will be leaving at first light. Again, I'll give you a good knock, and then we will head out.
Sounds wonderful. As you see her now and Blanche going back and forth with the cup, and thank you so much.
We say at one point you let go of the cup and she just goes, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Dunk. And after Thaddeus leaves, she turns to the captain and Hatch and she goes, I mean, it would be a shame to put the poor thing down.
If at all possible, I would like not to.
I think Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was more thinking whether or not we would need to avail ourselves of the things that he is trying to acquire. It would have been nice if we could have gotten both parties artifacts that they are looking for, but should we have to choose, it would be nice to leave him with something.
Well, in all honesty, I mean, what he's signing us up for is to make sure that none of his entourage die. And as long as that box gets checked, the rest is negotiable.
Can we have a menu? I'm so sorry. Can we please have... no, I don't even care. I don't even need a menu. Just food. Carbs. Load them on. Whatever you have would be much appreciated.
Pandora, and she kind of pulls your sleeve down to her level. Calm down. There are card games being about. If people think I'm a drunken fool, then they're less likely to suspect me.
That's why she's the captain.
Blanche is playing the long game over here.
Yeah. While also getting kind of drunk.
Right, Captain. Sure. Never mind. I'm gonna go play some cards.
You do that with your sexy self.
Thank you. What the fuck?
He's not drunk.
At this point...
now I get the secret message you were telling us about.
At this point, the Firbolg returns with a menu and just sort of throws it in your direction.
Unnecessary.
Well, why'd you ask for one? Okay,
I didn't.
All right. Takes the menu back and chucks it behind the bar.
Jesus Christ.
It's been a long shift for this guy.
You would be surprised how much he's paid to be the way that he is.
He has like this 20-page backstory.
He has been encountered in multiple campaigns at this point.
Oh
He's
my
the
God.
BBEG of someone else's campaign.
No, but he is always his charming self every single time.
All right.
At this point, the final song rings out from Florencia and the Machines with unbelievably brilliant accompaniment by the legendary Brash Briggs, who
I don't know about
is
legendary.
25. It's frickin'
Stellar, you know, maybe. Or
Freaking transcendent, man.
unforgettable, perhaps. I don't know.
You
Life-changing.
So like in terms of like drummers out there who are like truly like next level brilliant, you are the Jay Weinberg of drummers. So like
Let's
the
fucking go.
main drummer of Slipknot, like that's
That's
your
high
level.
praise.
Fucking
Yeah.
rock.
Exactly. But you're playing a style of, but here's the thing, drumming, it is something that is a universal thing. It's all about beat. And so it is always about finding that beat, making sure that you're hitting it. It doesn't matter what kind of music it is. You're always able to fit in with percussion.
And that's why he likes it so much.
And so the final note lands upon the audience. There is a massive uproarious cheers, just everybody, and there's dancing. There are people dancing. At this point, many of the patrons who have secured the company of certain workers at the Silk Sensations are now going to the cloisters of the Silk Sensations for the rest of the evening. The now spirited on by the music. At this point, a solo artist has come and started to strum with a flute, or a lute rather. Florencia brings you backstage, Brash, and there is a halfling there who has given her a bag of gold for the performance. And she brings you over to a barrel and she starts to just count out gold. It looks like the total for the entire thing looks to be 400 gold.
What the fuck?
Oh.
And so for you, she said that she'd be willing to part with a quarter. So it looks like
Oh.
so you will have made 100 gold from this
Very nice.
This is
one gig.
This is how we know it's a fantasy game, because they pay their musicians well.
Real life burn.
It hurts.
I'm in pain.
Ouch. Yeah. So Florencia, she then she hands you the gold in a smaller bag, and she puts her hand over yours and like takes your hand in hers, and she says, "You are welcome to join us, playing with us anytime." Are you staying local? How long are you in the city?
Well, that's gonna depend.
Speaking of Riz,
I know I'm gonna probably be here for a couple days doing some protection work for a friend.
Oh.
But yeah, there's probably gonna be a time where I'm off. So I'd love to play with you again if you're in town for a while. If you know anybody else who's looking for a drummer.
You can see that this elf is like thoroughly like very much into you. As she's just
you
like,
can tell.
Just
He's very awkward about it.
She's, oh wow! So not only brains and brawn and talent. Oh, that is a welcome change. Well, my name is Florencia. I would be. She sort of like becomes very awkward in this moment, and so
the hat. It's the hat.
I will be in town for the rest of the week. If you are inclined, we could, if you would like. I mean, I would love to accompany her. I would love to invite you to go. She's really struggling right now.
I think about a third of the way through that sentence, because he'd be like kind of like not understanding what's happening for a second, but then when she starts to kind of trip over his words, he would pick up on it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Oh, okay. Are you staying here?
I am. Yeah, just with a few of my friends. I'm gonna like peek out from the curtain and try and spot them. And be like, "Yep."
She
those
sees
oh, shit.
Hatch and Blanche and Pandora, and she sort of like looks at the lot of you, and she's like sizing you up, like of this group, like who do I need to be worried about?
Oh, I see Blanche kind of like in the wine glass, and I'm like, I should probably go. Yeah, that's my captain. That is who I call captain. Okay.
Oh, so you're also a sailor?
I am.
Oh, what is the name of your vessel?
Okay, this is gonna seem really complicated, but I assure you, after I say this next sentence, that is the name of the ship. All right. I'm not
She
trying
sort
to
of gives
pull
you
up-
a confused look. Why is he not just saying the name of his vessel?
It's confusing. It's confused a lot of people. It's confused the port of call when we first showed up. It's confused some employers here. I'm gonna say the name. Are you ready? Give me a nod.
I await with bated breath.
What?
There's a moment of just like, huh? Pass over her
Girl, it's a red flag.
face. Your vessel is named the what? Your vessel is named what? Okay.
He's gonna
At
take
this
her
point,
hands.
she's not entirely sure that you are. This is the equivalent of giving another person a fake number when they ask you out.
Yeah.
And
I know.
she looks at you and she's like, "I'm sorry, did I offend you in any way?"
No, not okay. Let me be honest with you for a change. It's kind of dangerous for you to know exactly what I'm about. And you're really genuinely terrific. You're an artist. You're incredible. So I would rather not anything untoward kind of latch onto you. So let's just leave it at I'm a sailor with a crew and a musician.
I can handle that. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'll be staying locally as well, and I do hope that I get a chance to see you sometime this week. Shall we say maybe the next 2 days, perhaps?
I think that can be arranged for sure.
Excellent. I will have to spend at least a day servicing my machines
Of course.
to get them retuned and everything, but I do appreciate so much the time that you've given. And again, if you ever want to make music together, I would most enjoy that.
It was replenishing to the soul. Thank you.
She smiles at that, and she just gives you a nod of respect, and then she winks at you, and then she turns, and her machines follow her out the back of the stage.
And I'll just whisper to myself as they go out. I go, "Those things are so fucking cool. She's fucking cool."
God, where's Pandora when you need her? The one ship that was about to set sail, and Pandora's nowhere to be seen.
I'm nowhere to be
50
seen!
miles.
I know.
50 miles, which is how it should be.
If you want a successful relationship, that's how it should be. Far,
Yeah.
far, far away.
I'll say the music concluded. You take your payment, Brash, and you rejoin your friends. At this point, Blanche You do notice that some of the gaming tables have opened up. There are some seats that are available. Just to speed things up, I won't necessarily make you go through the actual process of a mini game for the different scenarios. I will just have you roll. I'll have you roll a D100 to see how much you win.
Okay. I will saunter over to one of those tables then.
Any bonuses for the drunken act?
Yeah.
I'll say so. Here's how it'll go. Anything on a D100, anything 50 or below, you lose. Anything 50 or anything 51 or above, you win, and that is the amount of gold that you would win. I'll say with the act, I'll just give you a plus 10.
Okay, cool, fair. That's a 99.
Yo!
Are you fucking serious? You did not.
Yeah. I've got a history of this with
Why
D100
she's
rolls.
happy.
The last time I rolled a D100 with
Holy
something like this,
shit!
I summoned us to a shadow thing because I rolled 100. Like a shadow island, a cursed shadow island. Because
Oh.
That doesn't sound like a 100.
That's what it was.
Okay. So on a 99 plus the 10, so 109. You win
Wow.
109 gold.
Goddamn. Goddamn.
So yeah, the administrators of the card table sort of like have their eye on you now, as just like as they're the pit boss. The pit boss is sort of just going from tables to tables and sees who's winning, and he looks you over. Everything seems above board for you. You know, even the really drunk ones win occasionally, yeah, you win 109 gold.
Yeah, I win that and I tap out. Time to go find another bottle of wine.
I think not.
At this point, though, it is getting towards the end of the evening as some of the gaming tables are starting to close down and the room is being reoriented for some of the nightly activities. There's still some hangers on that are, you know, dancing where the music was taking place. At this point, you see some of the bar backs are now coming out and sort of like picking up glasses and cleaning up so that, you know, they can reorient the room. And you see that some of the silks are now being dropped to sort of give partitions for some of the other activities that take place within the silk sensations.
Okay. I mean, yeah, she'll wrap up with the playing of the card games and carry on with the drunken act, hoping to maybe rope Pandora into walking her upstairs to go lay down at some point.
She's been scared of you, actually. So, I feel like you, like, drunkenly come. She's like, oh, hi, Captain. I didn't see you there.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Oh my God, it's nothing. What can I do for you? And because there's something about this very, very tiny, tiny person. Striking fear to... Did you like some assistance, Captain?
I was actually rather hoping you could walk me upstairs. I was at first pretending and passed it. I forget what number glass I'm on at this point. I'm actually having a little bit of difficulty. Could you walk me to the bedroom, please?
Of course, Captain. May I? And she'll lean down and, like, you know, gesture to pick her up because she doesn't know how. She can't lean down to hold your hand because they're not going to get anywhere.
Drunkenly hop. Just,
Okay, all right. Should I get, I know that Hatch is not really comfortable with, sexual escapades. Hatch, darling! Hatch? Where is he?
I'll look up.
Hatch, she's gesturing to the drapes falling down, and I'm sure noises that are soon to be filling the air. Would you like to go to bed now?
It is, getting to be that hour, I suppose.
Is he really unfazed?
Has it already start? Like, are the walls just paper?
No,
No, they're silk.
They're silk.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yes, perhaps it is time.
So just giving an idea, not being graphic or anything. There is the silk is there are multiple layers of it, so that sound does not travel. People tend to have a certain modicum of privacy. It's like some of the experiences that Brash had when he was looking for Lady Darcy. That's the kind of thing. Like it was by accident that he sort of like moved aside one of the silk curtains and stumbled upon nudity.
Hatch goes, Captain.
Virtual eyes. But it's one of those things where the space is now being taken up by that being the central focus. The only thing that you're able to see once the silk curtains drop is that there's the vaguest of shadows on the other side.
Okay. Yes, perhaps it is time we away to our room before further festivities.
And where's the first mate? Is he spending his time elsewhere?
I don't know. The last time I saw him, he was getting his payment, and I don't know what happened to him after that.
Oh, where is? Do we see him at any time?
Oh yeah, he's there.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Where?
I was
Where is
probably
he?
standing next to Blanche the whole time she
Oh.
was.
Wait, so I'm gonna go, where's the
We need to get you two bells or something.
How much
I
did you?
keep sneaking up on us.
I didn't. What do you mean keep?
Didn't you?
What are you talking about?
You just appeared from the shadows.
I've been here for like 20 minutes. How much have you drunk tonight?
Clearly, way too much. So we have lovely rooms. So let's away. We have an early wake up tomorrow. And she's
Actually
kind of
haven't seen 'em
cradling
yet.
Captain. They're lovely. She's cradling the captain like a baby. They are really
I'm not
nice.
gonna question it.
She's
Just,
cradling the captain, who's cradling her bag of 109 gold.
This is probably the happiest Blanche has been in a while. Brash will take a moment to just look at the scene and genuinely appreciate it.
Right. Anyways, our rooms are upstairs. Quite nice. Nicer than anything
Lovely.
I've slept in.
Alright, let's take a gander.
I mean, I've seen nicer, but it's decent. You know what I mean?
Remind everybody that you're bougie, alright? Everybody already thinks you're hot shit.
Turns and looks at you and she sticks out her leg with the slit and she goes, I just need them to really know. Like I need it to ooze off of me. There's no implication here.
You just walk up the stairs? It's like midnight.
I'm having my princess moments.
There's nobody else in here to, you know what? And I just start walking up the stairs.
I love this group dynamic. Everything about it makes me so happy.
They're all so dysfunctional and so perfect.
Yeah. You see Brash make his way up the staircase up to the upper level.
Wait, first mate, why were you playing such depressing music? As she follows after you.
I didn't think
Does
it
it have
was
something to do with all
depressing.
your dead family members?
Dead people in your life.
I will pause.
Oh shit. I wash my hands of this.
I will turn around. I'll walk back down the stairs, letting my footsteps thud very heavily. What makes you think that's something to joke about?
I never said it was a joke. I was genuinely asking. Why are you playing such depressing music?
Well, for your information, I didn't pick the set. I wouldn't have played depressing music had I known what the set was about. But I wanted to let some emotions out, if that is okay with you. It's been a stressful day, and I would have liked to just decompress in the way I know how.
Clearly,
That's to beat the shit out of a drum. So, I'm gonna go to bed in this fancy fucking room that we've got. And if you want to keep asking pestering questions, that's your prerogative, but don't expect any more answers. Good night.
Good night, first mate.
He gets rather touchy about subjects like that.
Don't worry, I've been put in my place.
You hear Hatch upstairs, like, anyways, the rooms are like right over here. Like, wait a minute. Where is everybody?
Guys!
I'm assuming
Still love
everyone
you,
has
Emma,
made
don't
their
They're
way
all
up
in the
to-
same room!
Okay. Just double check. All right.
I still love you, Emma. Don't worry.
Oh, of course, I love you too!
As you
Richter's just a bitch!
go into your room, and as you close the door to your room, the music that is happening outside and the sounds that are accompanying it stop.
Oh.
And
it's dead
you realize that these rooms, for the most part, are completely soundproof. Which would make sense given that there are places where people would go to, even possibly while festivities are taking place. The sound suddenly cut off, and you now find yourselves in the same room with the thoughts and feelings of the evening, and some of which have just been expressed, all in the same room with nothing but quiet.
It's dead silent.
Right, well, I'm gonna head to bed.
Okay.
Judge one.
There are only 2 beds, so
I'll sleep on the floor.
no. I'm just saying there are two. There are 2 very large beds.
To the floor I go!
I just fall down and then sleep.
Hatch, darling, you... Okay, well, for fuck's sake. And she'll just take a pillow and smack it on him so he has something. Neck will be all cricked. She puts Blanche on the bed and just tucks her in. Turns her on her side in case she needs to puke.
There's gotta be a bucket around here, so a really
There is.
fancy
Blanche.
bucket.
There is, yeah.
Blanche will actually scurry under the pillow, like on the far corner, and just kind of ball up. Just so you see 2 little ears poking out of one side of the pillow at the very far corner of the bed.
Oh.
He's burrowed like a bun. Okay, never mind. Well, that leaves what... Then she turns and she's looking at Brash. Please, by all means, first mate. The bed is yours.
No.
Well, I must insist, as your underling, that you take the bed.
And I will kind of just walk over to the bed that Blanche is already burrowed under in the corner, and I will flop down on it, and it will like bend a lot when I get on it.
What happens, not egregiously so, but it's very much like those, YouTube or TikTok videos where the child is on the bed and the parent will like jump on it, or the sibling will jump on it and send that other child flying. It happens like that, but not in an exaggerated way. It's like very momentary where this tiny little 2'2" person is just like whoosh, and then she re-nuzzles underneath the blanket and gets comfy again. Brash, you're sort of able to sort of adjust. Softest mattress you've ever slept on.
Oh, that's nice. He won't say anything else, but he will take the hat and kind of just put it on the nightstand and then just lay back and go to sleep, or try to.
Can I have Blanche, as he goes to lay back and try to go to sleep, she'll kind of poke a hand through the pillow and just gently poke his cheek. You don't need to get so upset about things like that, She likely has a story
about
too.
what I want to get upset about. I understand she has a story, but she doesn't know mine. She's poking around.
You don't know
I don't wanna
hers
talk
either.
about it. I don't want to talk about it. I know I don't, and I don't say shit about hers.
Isn't Pandora like 3.5 feet away from you?
Yeah, she hears it all, but like,
It's
I
like
was
one of
just
those things
saying
where you
one
want
sentence.
that other person to hear it.
Yeah. Hatch is pretending so hard to be asleep right now. He's doing the whole like wee snore.
I was just saying one sentence, that's all. Back under the pillow she goes.
I think
Pandora, do you take the other bed?
actually she's got to take off her makeup, which is a process. So she's sitting at the other.
You only had that makeup on for like an hour and a half.
Oh no, it was longer than an hour and a half.
It was a good hour and a half.
Hot minute.
And I think she'll go sit at the other vanity, and you'll hear in response to the dialogue she hears. But I assume people's eyes are closed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is anyone actively watching her right now?
No.
I'm not.
Then I think in the mirror from earlier, tears just start running down her cheeks as the mascara and eyeliner mix, and she's mushing up her lipstick as she's just thinking of the fire, and she's thinking of the laughter and the mockery as she attempts to just take off this face.
If I may add,
God damn it.
all of those memories flash again. But the one that hurts the most is actually a recent one. Getting mistaken for your own mother. In a way that was intended as a positive and as a compliment. But for you, it is not.
Yeah, and I think once all the makeup is off, she's looking into the mirror and seeing the little girl that used to beg to the gods to fix her, and they never answered.
Which is why she's a wizard.
Which is why she's a wizard.
You remove your makeup, and you have this moment of just staring directly into the mirror, and it's like one of those things where you see bits of your parents in your reflection. Like in momentary scowls, you see your dad, and then when you sort of try and smile a little bit and sort of blink back the tears, you see your mother. And then very briefly, as you sort of transition to sort of a very light smile, you see your grandfather.
That's when she genuinely smiles for the first time in a long time.
And it is... I'll have you tell me. What is the one thing that actually... Or are the things that make Pandora genuinely smile in this moment?
Her grandpa's kindness. It is the only thing she believes in terms of actual goodness in the world. But then she thinks of Hatch squeezing her hand. She thinks of Brash looking after her and looking out for her. She thinks of Blanche standing up for them and making sure that they're returned safely and not captured by the Duke. And it's interesting.
You finish removing your makeup, and you eventually find yourself. Do you change out of your gown, or you just go to bed?
Yeah, into my silken pajamas.
You get your robe back on, and you get underneath the covers of this very lavish king-sized poster bed, and you reflect, each of you, I'll say, reflect on the events of the day. The saving of Lady Darcy and the preserving of the Silk Sensations. The encountering with Thaddeus and finding that there are students of the arcane that exist within this city, and they have their own missions and goals. And for the time, it seems that they might, in some way or another, align with yours. At least in terms of individual goals, like everybody has a need that could be fulfilled by the acquiring of some magical items. That thought train, as it leaves the station, proceeds towards the potential danger of what the Lucas Nightmore equation is in all of this. And not only the promise of wealth, but also knowledge is power, and what knowledge they could potentially give you. And we'll say, with each of you, I'll ask, what is the final thought that you have before you fall asleep? Starting with Pandora.
The more you care for people, the more to lose. That's her thought.
Hatch.
I think Hatch is questioning how much he wants to get to know these people, the crew, because he does not suspect he will survive all of their adventures. And so he's just kind of playing that balancing act in his head of should he get closer to these people.
Brash.
It's a mixed bag. There's a moment where he thinks, if only his dad could have seen everything that happened today, from the fight to the performance. It was the first real step towards being what he set out to be since he left those docks in Purpley. And Blanche's words nag at him. And he just goes to sleep, letting his heart soften a little bit and realizing that she's right. Again.
Blanche.
Another day, another deep down. Just a little bit closer to finding her. Maybe this will be the crew that sticks around. I can feel it. And that's it.
These thoughts that you each feel as sleep takes you leave you with, for some, happy feelings, for some feelings of sadness, some feelings of woe, uncertainty, anxiety. But no matter what thoughts you have, sleep is the equalizer. Sleep comes for each of you. And that is comforting. You are, each of you, in an incredibly comfortable space. At least 3 of the 4 of you are. One of you is on the floor. But, I mean, Hatch could be very comfortable on the floor. I mean,
I'm fine on the ground.
Yeah.
I've camped.
It is a very comfortable floor. But then sleep takes you. And we'll say that is where we will end it for tonight. Good game, everyone.
Good game.
Dad. So good game.
GG.
Phenomenal job.
Dad. Good game.
Thank you all for watching. Please tune in next time to see what happens to the crew of the Haretrigger as they enter the candles, ? And encounter some deep, dark, mysterious goings on. Thank you all for watching. We love you. We hope you have a terrific rest of your week, and may you roll nothing but nat 20s. Good night, everyone.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Night.